Take a couple of moments this morning to observe which of the sense doorways may be speaking to you most loudly or are the most open. I know a few of us have been in our sit for a little bit of time already, and I noticed in particular the sense of sound as we move closer and closer to warmer weather. I grew up here in southeastern Wisconsin, and I recall so clearly spending time with, I'm sorry, Tully, would you mind going on mute? Thank you.
Sorry.
I remember so clearly spending summers with my grandparents in Racine, and my dad is where I get my early bird from. We'd go down for 4:30 in the morning before work and have breakfast with my grandparents, and I would spend days and weeks on end with them. And the thing I remember most clearly is those really calm mornings when, in particular, the robins outside the car, outside the house. I just share that maybe your sense doorway this morning is the sense of sound and the sounds of the seasons changing. This brings a little bit of joy to my heart. Maybe for you, it's something else. And you can start to bring your awareness closer and closer, the sense doorways as we've practiced before. It's a way for us to bring the outside world into our consciousness. And as we start to settle into presence through those sense doorways, we can bring awareness closer and closer and checking in with what might be here in the physical body, what might be here in the breath. Where is it landing? How much space do we have in the mind between each thought, between each reaction? And hopefully by now we're starting to become familiar or okay with the fact that whatever is here, we make space for. It's kind of like if you think about like gas in a room or like a fog machine, it fills up the space that is available. So if we think about our experience in a space that is really small, then pressure is created. All we're doing with mindfulness is increasing our capacity to be with what is here. That's how we start to find equanimity. Not that we are apathetic to what's here, completely the opposite, actually. In space, we have the opportunity to more fully experience everything that's happening through the sense doorway, through our internal perspective. And today, this week, today and Thursday, we wrap up this really long journey we've been on, I guess, relatively long journey. It's a blip in time compared to the universe, but we've gone through and observed, studied, been open to a lot of topics, some of which have been pretty hard. The body that will inevitably be strong, be flexible, but has all of these disgusting parts of it, all of our sweat, all of our fluids, and the body that inevitably will fall away, deteriorate. The mind in all of its clinging, in all of its aversion, and some of those difficult parts that like to live in the shadows, our lust, our envy, our ill will. Today, we start to uncover or build our toolkit with the 7 factors of awakening. So we use these as tools in the toolkit after we've observed what's here, after we notice what's in the body, what's in the energy, what's in the mind, as skillful means for navigating whatever is present. Probably no surprise, hopefully no surprise, mindfulness is always skillful means. So simply being aware of the arising, the sustaining, and the falling, you can always have in your back pocket. To not take things so personally, to simply exert some awareness and mindfulness to that arising, know that it will fall away, and that in and of itself will help you cultivate equanimity, to wake up. The 6 other factors of awakening are roughly grouped into 2 categories: energizing factors and calming factors. So if you think about from an energy perspective, if you're feeling low or sloth and torpor, 2 of those words that we've investigated, sluggish. I don't like the word lazy because it, I don't know, just doesn't sit well with me, but it's just that recognition that sometimes we're not high energy. That's cool. Sometimes we have too much energy. We feel jumpy or even can resonate as high vibration or high frequency in the body. And we need to calm down just a bit. And we need somewhere skillful to place that excess energy. So the energizing factors, these uplift our inner qualities and support our if I can get the word out, it supports our practice. Investigation is the word that is used, but I kind of like to think about this as curiosity. If you're needing some energy, where can you shift the mind into investigation or curiosity about what's happening here? This is a really good cure for, there's that word, apathy. Energy itself, or again, another word you could use here is vigor. Bring passion into your practice. Another way to think about this is engaged practice. Rather than letting the practice move through you passively, become an active participant in what is happening. And finally, rapture, incredible word, joy. You can bring some wholesome pleasure to your experience, maybe even thrill or delight. Real quickly, before I give us some space here, if you're feeling that energy is already really high, tranquility might be the word that comes to mind. You can calm the body, calm the mind. Some of us, about a month and a half-ish ago, we were talking about some of the ways in which you can calm the body, and that doesn't necessarily mean just like telling yourself calm down. That doesn't work all of the time. And in these cases, maybe skillful means is a creative act, journaling, painting, running, moving your body. If you have a lot of energy and somebody's ever told you to just sit still, that's not usually very helpful. So calming yourself down may look different. It will very much look different for every single person, every single body. Concentration. This is a tricky one as the mind is pulled in a million different directions. You can try concentrating on the breath, all of its beauty. It's portable, it's there for you. Try to move aside or set aside all those non-essential components of your experience and come into singular focus or unitasking. And finally, equanimity. Equanimity is that spirit of non-attachment to any single experience. Not getting swept away by strong emotions or strong energies. Trying to take the perspective of separation, not taking it so personally, riding the wave of the experience. So from here, time and space, the 7 factors of awakening. Skillful means to navigate whatever arises. And if you're feeling like high energy or low energy aren't resonating, mindfulness, always skillful. And if it feels like annoyances are creeping in, feeling unskilled in the application of these factors of awakening, try to be a little gentle and spaciousness with yourself. I know that's easier said than done. It's skill building. We're learning to be with ourselves in a completely different way. Or maybe not. Maybe you're already pretty adept at navigating these body sensations, the mind. But for many of us, judgment, criticism, and those are pretty common occurrences. A lot of times we use the analogy of a path in these practices. If you've done any amount of hiking or even just walking on the city street, sidewalks have bumps and cracks. Nature trails definitely bumps, cracks, roots that you need to navigate, fallen trees. Hopefully, when you come across these bumps, you pause for a second and figure out how to skillfully navigate rather than bailing and turning back. This might be baby steps. There's no timeline here. Most important to stick with it. Slow down when you need to. Know that skill develops over time. And I'd like to end our 7 factors of awakening practice just a hair early today and come into a practice of compassion. Excuse me. Many times, actually every single time, when we end our practice, we give a little recognition, the merits of the practice, and we close with a circle of compassion, and of course, ourselves included. And for today, these last 5 minutes, just want to highlight the importance of compassion on days like today. I don't mean April Fool's Day, I mean election days. And wherever you are in your feelings about outcomes, or attaching yourselves to outcomes, or removing yourself from outcomes, or maybe you're not even aware that we have an election today. Compassion in action becomes crucial on days like today. Whether your candidate of choice wins or loses, we can see into the hearts of our neighbors, those who may be joyful or mourning as a result of this election, and especially those who have different opinions than we do. People make choices either because of fear or because of love. I know that's reductionist, but at the end of the day, a lot of things come out of either fear or love. And we can't express hate or disdain because of where somebody is on their individual path. That's real compassion. It isn't judgment for decisions made. It is recognition that everybody is doing the best that they can, and they make decisions in line with wherever they are on their own path. That's what compassion means. So when I close and when we go off into our day, today and every other day, that's what I mean by the circle of compassion. This is non-judgmental. This is not, I'm trying to think of the word. It's not like a belittling feeling, like, oh, a little tap on the head. That's so cute of you to think that way. No, this is deep, seeing into the heart of another person, not trying to diminish where they are on their own path and how that shows up in the choices that they make. Bring this practice off the mat and into the rest of your day. That's why we're here. 7 factors of awakening. Truly living and embodying these lessons, we shine a light a little bit brighter, and that attracts other people to this journey as well. Their own awakening becomes a little bit easier. And as always, you're welcome to bring your hands to heart center if that helps you as we close. The merits of this practice are of benefit to all sentient beings. We know this. We include ourselves in that circle of compassion, and today we extend that circle and make it as big as we can. Thank you so much for your practice. Thank you. Thank you online.